What's up, guys? Michael the Manifester here, and I'm going to share just some of the things that I've manifested in my own personal life. Now, we are constantly manifesting every single day, whether it's positive or negative, this or that. I've manifested negative things in my life, and I've manifested positive things in my life. Or pretty much, I've manifested things that I consciously don't want, even though I got those things because unconsciously I wanted that secretly. And then I manifested things that, I consciously do want or that I want, and I've gotten it, and I was so happy that I got it. So manifesting for me started whenever I was about 6 years old. I can't remember if it was 5 or 6, but I remember playing video games, and there was this one level that I just could not get past. I kept building up to it. And it was back before that you could save on consoles. Like there was no saving. There was no like, oh snap, I just respawn and come back to this level. It's like once you lose all your lives, you have to start all the way back over in the video game. Or even if you turn the console off, you have to start all the way back over in the video game. So there's no saving it. So I kept getting in this one level. I'd beat it. I'd go all the way through, and this was far into the game. I think probably like about 3 hours into the game, maybe even 4 hours into the game, and I kept dying. I kept dying, losing all my lives, starting back over. Had to go through the game, get to that certain level, another 3 hours later, 4 hours later, die, start over again. And it's just like, it was so frustrating. And then I remember, and this is where it started for me. Now, I don't tie myself to any kind of certain religious denominations, but it started with me in Christianity. And my grandma was like, hey, if you pray, God will answer your prayers. And I'm like, oh, that came to my mind when I got to that level. And I'm crying. I see the level. I'm like, what the crap? I paused the game. And I started praying, and I'm like, yo, God, like, if you're here, like, if you're real, like, show up, please. I help you. Snot coming out of my nose, tears running down my eyes, and I'm like, I really need help right now. So I play the level, and I'm going through the level, and I beat it flawlessly. I'm talking about, like, I couldn't, like, MC Hammer can't touch this. It was like, what? Like, I just beat it effortlessly. I paused the game. I beat the level, and I'm just jumping up and down with so much joy. And I'm like, oh my God, I beat it. This is it. This is it. Like, wow. In that time, I heard like a knowing. It's not like a physical voice, but I heard something within myself saying, hey, that was me. Never forget it. And from then on, I've been manifesting different things in my life. Like, I made like a small list here, but I've manifested so many things. I'm gonna like read some things from the list. So one is definitely that video game. That video game was the start of it all. And then I remember I would manifest certain toys that I want with my parents. I mean, I really want a certain toy, and I didn't grow up with money. My parents did not have money growing up, so to get a toy and to get the toy that I want was like an accomplishment. I would manifest certain toys. I remember I actually failed the fourth grade. I failed the fourth grade. And in Texas, where I grew up, fourth grade is in a certain school. And then when you start fifth grade and sixth grade, it's in a different school. It's like an intermediate school. So I failed fourth grade in elementary school. And that whole summer, I just prayed and I believed. I'm like, screw it. I didn't fail the fourth grade. I don't accept this. I passed it, even though on my card it said, hey, you failed, all this other stuff. Well, when summer was over, I got on the bus to go to fifth grade, the different school, and I get there, and I go with my name. I have to like line up in your last name. And my name's Ferguson, so I went to the line, and I go there, and I say, hey, okay, what's your name? We'll tell you what class you go to. And I said Ferguson, and they're looking for it, and they can't even find it. They can't even find my name, and I'm like, and granted, now let me inform you on this. On the bus, I was so nervous. I was so like, oh my God, what am I doing? I think I'm like 10 years old in fifth grade. I'm a kid, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm on this bus. Like, what do I want to do? And I'm just like, all the kids are like, hey, the first day of school, all this other stuff. We get dropped off from the school, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I go for my name. They can't even find my name, and I'm like, ah! And then she says, oh, here you are. Oh, your class is right down the hall, like right up there. And I'm like, what? She's like, yeah, it's right up there. And I'm like, oh my God. It was after that as well that I knew that manifesting and being and all this is so real. Like praying, all this stuff, and getting what you want. Literally, I can fail an entire grade and just believe and shift my way over here and then I can get it. I don't have to go through the steps of passing that grade or going through that grade again. I can just go over here and just believe. And that's where it became solidified, like, okay, we're onto something here. That's about the age of 10 years old. Next after that was my weight loss. I was always chunky. I was fat. So like in 5th grade, I remember that they weighed us, and I weighed 175 pounds. And granted, most kids around that time weighed like 90 pounds, if that. Maybe some of them weighed like 80 pounds as a 10-year-old kid, like a 10-year-old, 11-year-old kid. I weighed 175 pounds. I was a very, very big kid. I was fat. So eventually I got into high school, and I just remembered, I'm like, you know what? Like, it just occurred to me, I could just manifest this stuff. So I prayed out. I'm like, hey, yo, God, like, I want to look like Goku. That was my prayer. I'm like, hey, yo, I want to look like Goku. I want to be muscular and ripped and have abs and all this other stuff. And within a month, I think it was about like 28 days, I ended up losing like 60 pounds. Now I've trained people, and you don't lose 60 pounds in 28 days. Like, that's nearly impossible. I'm sure there might be some kind of world record out there, somebody who's lost like massive amount of weights. But to even lose 10 pounds or even 20 pounds in a month is extreme. I lost 60 pounds in a month. I went from like 220 at that time to like 160, somewhere in there. So I think I was like 225, 226, something, down to like 169. And it just blew me away. I lost so much. I went from having a gut to having abs in a month. Now that manifestation took like some process, but I aligned myself with divinity. I felt like it told me some stuff of what to do. So I went running. I did put in some effort and some work. So I ran, and then I drank plenty of water. And then in that time, I also ate some salads and stuff like that. And I ended up losing like 60 pounds in a month, which it doesn't matter if you drink water and you run and you eat salads. If you're overweight, dude, the chances of you losing that much, it's nearly impossible. But of course, we know that nothing's impossible through manifestation and prayer. The next one is I prayed to be the most popular kid in school. So whenever I was in middle school and 5th grade and, entering in high school, I was not popular. I had very few friends. I had like maybe like 3 friends in school and stuff like that. Like, I remember I was fat. I actually didn't have any hair at the time. I had like a crew cut, so it was like super low like this all over my head, and I wore glasses. So I was kind of like a little fat, round glasses ball of love. So I wasn't the most popular kid, but I lost the weight, and I'm like, dude, this. So I played the Sonic thing, or I played the video game, which was Sonic, and I passed the 4th grade through manifesting, and I lost the weight. And I'm sure that there were other things in between, but I thought to myself, I'm like, if I can have anything I want, why not just pray to be the most popular kid in school? And whenever I did that, I actually prayed to be the most popular kid in school. And then that next year, I was it. I had seniors who wanted to hang out with me. I had, freshmen who wanted to hang out with me. I think I was like a junior when I prayed that, when I thought that. I'm like, you know what? Yeah, let me just do this. Maybe like a sophomore, something like that. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to be the most popular kid in school. I just prayed it. And then all of a sudden the seniors wanted to hang out with me, like everybody. And I became the most popular kid in school. So that whenever I became a senior, actually, you know how you win, like, most likely to succeed, most this, most that. There were like 10 different things that people could vote for. I won like 3 out of 10 of them, but you can only vote once. So they can only put my name down once, but somehow I won 3 different categories in it, to where everybody wanted me to win. I was nominated a lot of things. So either way, all that being said, I didn't do anything. I wasn't like setting out with a strategic plan to become the most popular kid in school. Like, oh, you know what? I'm going to get with this girl and do that and do all this other stuff and yada, yada, yada. I just prayed. I prayed in the silence of my own room behind closed doors, and then it happened out here on this physical plane in front of everybody. So we have the game, we have 5th grade, we have toys and stuff like that when I was a kid. We have the weight, we have the most popular kid, and another one is I got free LASIK. I got free LASIK because I got a free truck, which is a funny story. So I didn't have a truck, I didn't have a car, And I think I was praying for a car. Long story short, something happened to my car that I had, so it was like, out of commission. It was done for. I think we like sold it to a junkyard. So there was a time I didn't have a car, but I think I was praying for a car or something like that. And one day, some guy who I didn't know walked up to me and just said, "Hey, do you need a ride?" And I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, actually, yeah, I kind of do need a ride. I'm about to go to my back home, blah 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 blah." And they're like, "Okay, cool, here." And just handed me the keys to the truck and said, "The title's in the center console." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, Tyler, I didn't even know this guy's name." And he just gave me a truck. So through that, and it's a long story, I might put this in another video. I've gotten almost literally everything I've ever wanted from the age of 6, and now I'm 30, and I'm still seeing it. So I want to share these things with you guys. Anything's possible. You can skip levels, you can skip grades, you can do anything. So I want to let you know, don't be limited in your thoughts and manifest anything you want. Literally anything.